The Anambra 2010 gubernatorial election, which held on February the 6th, saw Mr. Peter Obi, the All-Progressive Grand Alliance candidate, retaining his mandate, albeit in controversial circumstances. The election, which many saw as a mirror into the 2011 general elections, was viewed in some quarters as being free and fair. But can an election in which many voters who turned out en masse to exercise their rights and denied the right to do so by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) be deemed as free and fair, and the declared winner the people's choice?
One is actually lost why we should have voters register that is totally at variance with the cards people are holding. And this is all over the state. So it's worrisome. But since INEC said they can vote without their name being on the voters register, since they have the card, let's see how that's handled.
Because they said in Onitsha, that's what they are doing presently.
I don't know, I've not been to Onitsha.
Sir, are you okay with that anybody can vote, even if his name is not on the register?
Because there's nobody's name is on the register. So it's just that. If our name is not on the register, there must be a means in which people will vote. In my own polling booth, I was the only member of my family that is even, the name is only on the register. Virtually my brothers and sisters, nobody's there. Every other person's name is not there.
Please help us. Help us to send our message to INEC and the authorities and even Nigerian government. This is very, very unfair for people to gather like this and you tell them they are no longer citizens.
They don't have ballot papers for all these people. As they are lined here, they came here with only 14 ballot papers. And all these people have voters cards, since the 2006 registration. And they've all have their voters cards here. Their names are not contained in the register. All these people have been disenfranchised.
Carry Bauchin and bring down to here to Anibo. Instead of Keke, we Asa Ibrahim Mugdua, and that is wrong.
I've had complaints from around the entire state of numerous supporters at the polling booths, but who cannot vote because all of a sudden their names are no longer in the register. That's the key issue that complaint I've got.
What type of nonsense is this? And ANEC said that to conduct a free and fair election.
Your name is not on the register now.
No, so many of us are not on the register. And the person and the wrong thing has done. Yes, since this year I've been voting here.
Since we are here at 9 o'clock, nobody is voting here. Why? And they are working their own deal. This is late-itis.
How manage Nigeria will go?
It's missing. Look at the people. These are people who have been here since 8 o'clock and they can't vote. And the voting here even started at 1 o'clock. But 70% of these people, their names are not on this register, on the registers in the different polling booths here.
The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Morrissey, who had declared the readiness of the commission to carry out the election in a stakeholders conference before the election.
We are ready for the 2010 gubernatorial election, which will take place on February 6th, 2010. All the T's have been crossed, all the I's have been dotted.
But this was after admitting having problems with the voters register and promising it had all been sorted out.
In terms of the peculiarity of this state, is that this is one of the few states where we have some local governments that we are burnt, and we decentralize the registration of voters so that they are domiciled at the local government area. When those local government data were burnt, with the DDC, the machines where these things were kept, we have to reconstruct the database from the data for that particular local government from our database. So in most cases, trying to be able having harmonized the entire country into one database to be able to sift it. Some of the units that are meant for here at that time went to other places. There was deliberate attempt by ANAMBRA people to inflate the register in these states by conniving with some INEC staff. And we found that out and we made it public and we sacked the staff concerned. It meant that when these things were found, some pictures of inanimate objects and so on, and some places where they were numbered without photographs, the intention was very clear. It was to be able to give undue advantage to some places at the detriment of the others.
Maybe the INEC boss had not anticipated the adverse effect the ill-fated voters register would have on the conduct of the election. He, however, commended the efforts of some political parties who had drawn the attention of the commission to the problematic voters register.
It's a global issue. The registers are not perfect. You have to go and raise the objections and then have them corrected. That is why I say I commend the Action Congress, because they were one of the few parties that took the pains of going through the register and telling us some of the errors there that they perceived and they were able to address.
The shabby and shoddy compilation of the voters register by INEC, whether deliberately or out of incompetence, questions their capability of handling a much more demanding and challenging general elections in 2011.
I thought they said this is a prelude to 2011, right? So if it's not being corrected, so how do you think we will now get to 2011?
At a time Nigerians were gasping for a breath of fresh air in matters concerning credible conduct of elections, INEC's handling of the Anambra 2010 gubernatorial elections can only increase their doubts of ever having elections that are free, fair, and credible.